What's up, guys? So a couple of weeks ago, my Lenovo laptop fried itself, and a screw got somewhere where it shouldn't have, and basically it just died. The display doesn't work, the processor doesn't work, but it still gets power. Anyway, I needed a new laptop, and I went and picked up the Asus Vivobook E200ha, and this is the review of it. Let's talk about the specs of this laptop. This laptop is a very small, very thin laptop. It comes in at 11.6 inches. The weight is 0.98 kilograms, which is about 1.16 pounds. As far as I/O, on the left you have a headphone microphone combo jack, a USB 3.0 super speed, a micro SD card slot that supports up to 64 gigs, a micro HDMI, but without an adapter, does not come with adapter, and then the power port from Asus's power adapter. On the right hand side you have one USB 2.0 slot. The screen is 1366 by 768. It is a backlit IPS display. The keyboard is a 10 keyless keyboard. Has function and then all the function keys under the function tab that are dual keyed with other buttons, the numbers for instance. It has a touchpad, and it is passively cooled. It's got an Intel Atom quad-core processor, 2 GB of RAM, 32 gigs of eMMC flash storage, and the Wi-Fi is 802.11 AC, which includes A, B, G, and N, so your Wi-Fi is fast. And then it also has Bluetooth 4.1 connectivity. So for this laptop, there was 3 different color choices you could have chose from. There was black, dark blue, and gold. I chose the gold because it looked really slick and it looked really modern. Let's talk about the display first. The display, like I said before, is a 1366 by 768 display, and it's very bright and very good when you look at it head on. But the viewing angles of it, if you turn this laptop sideways and look at it from any other way except for head on, it is very poor. The image warps, the colors change. It's not a good viewing angle notebook. The screen, they went really budget on the screen. All that being said though, it is a budget-oriented laptop, and at this price point, I can live with that. Let's talk about the touchpad next. The touchpad, if you've ever used a MacBook, you know that it is awesome. This touchpad is the same. The gestures work great. The right and left click is spot on. The palm rejection is amazing. They spared no expense on this touchpad for this price point, which was awesome. Let's talk about the keyboard next. Keyboard, it's a 10 keyless keyboard. It doesn't fit my hands perfectly just because my hands are a little bit bigger than the average person. 3 complaints about it. I wish there was separate up and down volume keys, because as of right now you have to hit the function key and then up or down on the volume buttons, which it makes it kind of hard because then I have to go look for the function key and then go look for the volume up and volume down. There's not like separate buttons for it. The other thing is the page up and down. The page up and down is built into the arrow keys, and you have to hit function key again and then page up or page down. Also, the arrow keys are extremely tiny. It's a tiny laptop and a tiny keyboard, but they are like puny, so I hit the wrong button every time. I hit both of them every time I try to do it. Wish they were a little bit bigger, and I wish they were separated buttons. The third thing is that the shift and enter key are very small. Every time I try and press shift to capitalize something, I hit the enter key and I drop a line. It's very small, but that's also because my hands are a little bit bigger, so kind of me, kind of the laptop. Anyway, that's my gripes on the keyboard. Now, the internals of it. The laptop is passively cooled. There is no fan in it, so it's dead silent. That is really cool. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, it's going to get really hot. It doesn't get that hot. The only time it gets kind of warm is if you're watching like heavy video, you're playing some light games, or if you're downloading something, and I'll talk more on that here in a second. But anyway, it's a low power CPU. It's an Intel Atom quad core. It's basically a phone processor at 1.4 to like 1.8 gigahertz. So it's not going to get that hot anyway, so they can put a passive cooler in it. Anyway, when I'm downloading something, what I experienced was this past week I was downloading Logger Pro, the app for one of my physics classes, and I put it in my bag, and I noticed when I pulled it back out, it was quite warm. It wasn't hot, but it was quite warm. I was like, oh, that's interesting. So when you're downloading something, watching videos, or doing some more higher task or higher processor task thing, you will notice that it gets warm. It's not hot at all. It's not hot literally at all. It's just a little bit warm. As far as multitasking and stuff you can do on this computer, I wouldn't run a whole lot of programs on it, or heavy programs at that, because it won't run them. It's made for the college student or just a low use user that streams everything with Netflix, Spotify, Hulu, Google Drive. For me, I use Google Drive all the time just because I'm writing papers and sharing them with my professors and working with other students. So it's perfect for that. I can access all those documents anywhere, write them anywhere. It's made for that type of thing. That's why they have a low storage. It's kind of like a Chromebook in that sense, where you can just use Google Drive or whatever like streaming or cloud storage spaces there is. That's why the storage is so low. But that's also where this is geared for. So let's take a look at the price tag. The price tag is about $199.99 on Amazon. You can sometimes find it on sale for cheaper, but it's quite a rarity. Honestly, this laptop is one of the best laptops for a very extreme budget user of 2016-2017. It came out last year, but it's still great for this year because I'm using it now and I'm finding out that it's extremely modern. It's got perks on it that are amazing, like for instance the touchpad, like I said, phenomenal. But it's missing some things. The display could use some work, the keyboard could use some work, and I wish there was a full-size HDMI just because it is thick enough that I could support one. But I'm fine without. I just got like a $2 adapter that converts it from micro HDMI to full HDMI, so I can plug it in anywhere. Other than that, yeah, the multitasking, you can open up about 5 browsers, and then you start to run into lags and dips and glitches. But that's okay. It's a small, like I said before, it's an Intel Atom quad-core, basically a phone processor. It's not made for heavy tasks. So yeah. Neat, cool thing about it, you can stream, if you want to play games on it, you can stream games from Xbox One or the PS4 or Steam, and it works perfectly. You just have to be over a good internet connection, and it'll be fine. Speaking of internet connection, the internet on this thing is awesome. It uses, like I said before, the 802.11 AC, which consists of A, B, G, and N, and it's extremely fast. But one thing I noticed, when I got my laptop, the internet wouldn't connect. For some reason, the computer kept turning off the Qualcomm adapter that they had inside of it. So, for instance, I would see that there's networks, but I couldn't connect to them. B, I would connect to them, but there wouldn't be any internet. And it wasn't the source of the Wi-Fi problem. It was the adapter, because after going into the device manager, disabling it and re-enabling it, updating the drivers on it, I still experience this problem, even on stuff that I know was fine as far as the Wi-Fi. Now I just leave the device manager open. I don't know if it's like a faulty version of mine, but that's just what I ran into. Now I just leave device manager open and it works all the time, and it's really fast when it works. So props to them for the good Wi-Fi. Other than that, yeah, this is an awesome laptop for my needs. My needs right now are just streaming stuff, listening to music, doing papers, stuff like that. It's perfect for that type of a person. College students, it'd be perfect for like my grandparents if they wanted a computer, something like that type of buyer. And that's where it's geared towards. Price tag is awesome at $200, and I give it the best budget, extreme budget laptop of 2017. Awesome. Well, I hope you liked this content, guys. I hope you liked the video. Like this video and get subscribed if you want to see more content like this. And yeah, go follow me on social media. I've got Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, where I post way more than what you see on the YouTube channel. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and have a great one.